Meteorologist Anthony Dommel, speaking of weathermen, is joining us now. And Anthony, I don't think he's going to have to wait much time if he was living here in Michigan for some snowfall.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to get a few inches of snow, if not several inches of snow there later on Saturday. I'm guessing, Janice, perhaps that machine, you could tell him to have it and keep it, because a lot of us, we can do without the snow, but it is that time of the year. I mentioned it several days ago where, I'm feeling generous. I'm ready to yield and say, hey, here's a little snow for you snow lovers out there. And January and February are the months to do it. If you recall last year, we skated by without really much of anything. And then we got really cold and hammered with snow for like that 2.5-week stretch in February. And then we woke up one day there, like one of the last few days of February, and like somebody flipped a switch and it was over. And we never saw much of anything in March. It started to warm up. Heading thereafter, Grand Rapids on this tower cam. We have had this snow drizzle recently, as I've been calling it. And I think that's a good way to classify it. Have you been outside and experienced it? There are these little tiny snowflakes coming down, mixing with drizzle. It's damp outside. There's even a slight dusting on the vehicles here at Fox 17, but melting for the most part. This is the snow map, though, in association with the system that comes in for Saturday afternoon and evening. Now, I got to be honest with you out there, folks. I am not necessarily blazing with confidence on this forecast, but, at some point you got to pick a pathway and go down it. And this is the pathway I'm going with regards to the numbers, at least at this point. We'll update it tomorrow. 1 to 3 inches off to the north, the lesser amounts in those lighter shades of baby blue. As you get into the deeper shades of blue, that's where you go into the 2-inch, 3-inch amounts. I would say around Grand Rapids over to Holland. Of course, Holland a little bit further southward than Grand Rapids latitudinally, but 3.5 inches. That's the way it stands right now. You come southward in the vicinity of I-94. That's where you may pick up on these 4 or 5-inch amounts over towards the Detroit area. Maybe you're headed there over the weekend on Saturday. New Year's Day, they likely will get, say, 3 inches of snow or so. We'll have to see how this storm plays out. It's not necessarily just the storm track, but also the strength of it, the orientation of the storm, and the way that it's just going to play out. Still some things in flux here. We'll have to keep on track with that. And Chief Meteorologist Kevin Craig will have updates for you starting, I believe, at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. So, yes, 33 at 7 a.m. Still a little bit of mist could be out there with temps around 33, 34 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies will be retained. I had mentioned on the earlier shows how I was looking out for maybe a little bit of sun to peek through. That is a possibility. We got that brief spell of sun today, mid to late morning in Grand Rapids. We may get a spell of it tomorrow, but not real high probabilities there. So going to call it mostly cloudy for Friday. The sticking snow that will accumulate, is to arrive after 3 o'clock on Saturday, and then it goes into the evening, early hours of Sunday. Cold temperatures in the 7-day, by the way, behind this system. It gets Arctic like 24 and 26 there Sunday and Monday. Wind chills down around 10 degrees at times, though this system, this low pressure, is not terribly wound up. It doesn't have a huge tight pressure gradient around it, so it's not going to be as windy as some of the storms in winter that go by would be associated with. Nonetheless, still breezy, 34 on Tuesday, and then we really tank it Thursday, Friday of next week. We could be having highs in the upper teens to lower 20s at that point in time. Here's this little band of snow drizzle lifting off to the northeast. Still some other bouts of regular drizzle overnight tonight as the temps start to increase just a degree or two. Wider scope shows a lot of clouds here around the Midwest, and that's indicative of what is to hang in there for tomorrow. I think generally an overcast, but maybe a break or two for sun. Winter storm watches down to our southwest. I don't believe those are going to get extended in here. The system kind of losing a little bit of its character as it gets closer. So likely we're headed for a winter weather advisory for later on Saturday. Here's the energy just to the south of Los Angeles, and that'll be the energy that helps create this system that tugs on some Gulf of Mexico moisture later in the day on Saturday. Some of that drizzle being picked up on the model. We've got the clouds tomorrow morning. Not much going on Friday, but after around 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, you're headed out for festivities, New Year's Eve. A little bit of drizzle and mist and light rain can be out there, folks. We'll go to the European model. That area of low pressure that we're following for Saturday starts to ride up the Ohio River Valley on its northwest flank. There's the snow band. And to give us a few inches in Grand Rapids, several inches towards Kalamazoo and Battle Creek. We'll update those numbers for tomorrow. 7-day forecast. It's going to be cold. Janice and Aaron, there it is. It's cold Sunday, Monday, but it's even colder later next week. Look at that high of 20 on Thursday.
Right. What a way to ring in New Year. Anthony, thank you. The Great Salt Lake